back to our channel. So today in this video we are gonna cover class 6 IIT Physics. So today the chapter is globe rays, dark twin, mirror copy and visual snap. What does it mean? So globe rays is just like I just wrote it as light. Dark twin, this is dark is something. So I said it's light, and I gave you the hint. We are going to learn about physics. So guess what's dark twin mean? It's shadow. So shadow, light, shadow, mirror copy. What does mirror copy mean? Mirror copy. That means when you stand in front of a mirror, you see yourself. What does it mean? Reflection. So, reflection and visual snap. What do you take in the camera is you take a snap. That is nothing but an image. So, we are going to cover light, shadow, reflection and image. So let us see what we are going to learn in this chapter. So in this chapter we are going to cover this introduction. What is light? What is light? It is a form of energy. So I'm going to tell you what else it does. It means. So light, then the mediums, the different types of substances, the nature of the light, ray, beam, etc. You can just see here the types of mirror. And this is the first topic which we are going to cover in this. So, introduction. Suppose you go in a dark room. There is no light. Means there is no light, you can't see anything. Okay? So now, when you lit a candle or a torch, okay? You go in a totally dark room, you lit a candle or a torch. What happens? You can see the objects which are present in that room. So we can say that we need a light. We need a light to see an object. Okay? So when the light falls on an object, so when you switch on the light in a dark room, and when the light falls on the object, the object allows some light to be reflected, so bounce back. So we see the object when this reflected light enters our eyes. So nothing. See, you go in a completely dark room, and you just switch on a torch or light a candle. Okay? So when you light a candle, the object bounces back the light to your eyes, which makes it to see. Okay? So we are going to learn what is light. Okay? Now light, it is a form of energy. So light is a form of energy. We already know that light is a form of energy, but what kind of energy? It is an invisible energy. You can't see a light. Okay? The light is something which is invisible, and the object bounces back, which reflects to our eyes, and it makes the object to be seen. Okay? Which produces, so light is a form of invisible energy which produces the sensation of sight in our eyes. I'll show you an image. So this is our eye, the retina. So let's refract the light. The lens refract the light onto the retina. So the lens refract the light onto the retina, which makes the light to be seen. So that is why we can see an object. Okay? So now we are going to learn about sources of light. A body which emits light a body which emits light in all the directions is known as source of light. So if someone asks you what is source of light and types of source of light, you have to just write source of light is nothing but an object when it reflects, when it emits the light in all the direction, that is nothing but a source of light. Okay? So you can give an example, that is sun, light bulb, etc. Okay? So here the sources, you have two types of sources. Self-luminous and non-luminous. So first we are going to discuss about self-luminous. When you see this word, you get to know that it's self, means own, okay? So, self-luminous bodies are nothing but a body which emits light on its own. So, a body which emits light on its own is known as self-luminous bodies. So, examples you can say sun, a candle, light. So, I'm going to show you. So these are the natural source of light, sun, okay, stars, firefly. These emit the light on their own. They are the examples of natural source. And then artificial, you can see a candle, lamp, bulb. Yes, it is self-luminous bodies. Not only natural, even artificials are known as self-luminous bodies. So, in self-luminous bodies, we have two, that is natural and artificial. Okay? So, now we are going to learn about luminous bodies, which I already said you. You can see here, an object which produces their own source of light, they are known as luminous bodies. So, there are many examples of these. These are the sun, light, stars, candle, campfire, etc. So now we are going to move to non-luminous objects. A non-luminous object is nothing but which cannot emit the light on its own but reflects. So you can give moon. Moon is a natural non-luminous body. So you can see here a table, a chair, a book, what else? A bag, curtain, drawer, etc. So now moving on to the mediums, matter of any type is normally called a medium. So matter of any type is naturally called a medium when light. So when the light falls on them, okay, the different media react differently. So we have in this we are going to learn about media. So matter of any type is normally called a medium. Okay, so this is a medium. This is a medium, and when light falls on them, so when light falls on them, different media react differently. So when light falls on this react differently. Okay, so the substances which allow the light rays partially or wholly is known as optical medium. What is optical medium? A substance which allows the light. So a substance which allows the light to pass through partially or wholly is known as an optical medium. Okay? Medium. So optical medium. So in an optical medium we have two types. So in the optical medium we have two types. The first one is homogeneous. The next one comes the heterogeneous. We've already learned this homogeneous and heterogeneous in chemistry. You remember? Homogeneous is a mixture. In chemistry I'm talking. So it is a mixture where the solute, so where the particles are uniformly distributed, whereas the heterogeneous is the opposite of the homogeneous. Okay? An optical medium. It is same for the physics, but it's light. An optical medium which has a uniform composition of light is known as homogeneous medium. Okay? So for example, homogeneous medium you can give pure water. Okay? So for a homogeneous mixture, for homogeneous medium, we can give an example of pure water. What does it mean? Homogeneous medium is nothing but an optical medium which has a uniform composition throughout. So an optical medium, so a medium which has a uniform composition throughout is known as homogeneous medium. See, this is how a homogeneous medium looks like. So here you can see uniform composition. So this is homogeneous. While heterogeneous is something where you don't see a uniform composition. So example you can write impure water. I'm going to show you. So this is heterogeneous mixture where the composition is not uniformly distributed, and this is the example impure water. You can see. So now we are going to move to the mediums of light. You already know the mediums of light. There are three: transparent, translucent, translucent, and opaque. So we have transparent, translucent and opaque. So these are the three mediums of light. So this is transparent, translucent and opaque. What do you mean by transparent? So a transparent media is something which allows the light to pass through completely. So a media which allows the light to pass through it completely is known as a transparent medium. So this is an example of transparent medium. So transparent is total, translucent and opaque. So translucent is a media which allows the light to pass through it partially. That is known as translucent. So here you can see the example. So it is partially opaque. I said you, this is totally. So this is partially. So what will this be? Completely. So completely. Opaque media is something which does not allow the light to pass through it at all. So it does not allow the light at all. So this is an opaque object. Okay? So now what we have learned, what is a light? It is a form of invisible energy which creates a sensation in our eyes where we can see an object. Okay? So then sources. What is a source? 1 minute. A body which emits the light in all directions is known as a source of the light. So source of the light is divided into two. Here, self-luminous and non-luminous. Self-luminous is something which means it emits the light on its own. It emits the light on its own. That is known as self-luminous. So you have natural and artificial. So in a natural, you can give the examples of firefly, sun, etc. While artificial, like bulb, candle, etc. And now coming to the optical medium. So what is an optical medium and what is homogeneous and heterogeneous mixtures? So a substance which allows the rays to pass through it wholly or partially is nothing but an optical medium. So optical medium is divided into two, that is homogeneous and heterogeneous. So homogeneous is a medium where the light is uniformly distributed. So example, it's a pure water. So heterogeneous is nothing but where the light is not uniformly distributed. So the example is in pure water. So then the media, we have three types: transparent, translucent and opaque. Transparent media is something which allows the light to pass through it completely. Then translucent, where it allows the light to pass through it partially. Opaque, where it does not allow the light to pass through it at all. Zero. Okay? So now shall we do some questions which we have in this? So the first question is, light causes the. It's very simple. Option A. So here they're asking you, what does light causes? So how does light help us? If you want to do a work, if you want to do something, it helps you to see. Okay? So what does seeing means? It's sight. They have given you two options. Light causes the sensation of smell. No, it doesn't help you to smell. Light helps you to see. So that means light causes the sensation of sight. Okay? So the option is B. Next question. Light is a form of what and it travels in a given direction in a straight line path. So light is a form of what? They're asking you what is light. I already said you, light is a form of invisible energy. So here they have given you the options: energy, force, time and mass. So I said you, light is a form of energy. So the answer is energy, and also it travels in a given direction. Light actually travels in a given direction in a straight path. Okay? So the third question, the bodies which do not emit light but are made visible when the light falls on them. So they are asking you, what do we call a body which do not emit light but they are made visible because of the light passing through it? What is that? It's nothing but a non-luminous body. Okay? So what are stars? Stars are the examples of luminous body. Then, which of the following are the natural sources of light? They're asking you, which are the natural sources of light? The options are planets. No, they do not give you a natural source. They don't have light at all. B is a glowworm, C is stars, and D is both B and C. First one was planet, which is totally wrong. B is a glowworm. I said you the answer. And C is a star. So therefore the answer is D, both B and C. So now they are telling you light is invisible. I said you, light is invisible but makes an object visible on which it falls. So light is invisible. It's totally invisible but makes the object visible when it falls on it. So now the light is falling on this, so which it makes visible to you. So when the light falls on this board, it makes you to see it. So that means light is totally invisible but it makes visible when it falls on an object. So man-made sources of light. So they are asking you, what are the man-made sources of light? First one is incandescent lamp, fluorescent lamp and hurricane lamp. I want you to tell me the answer of the sixth question which we are going to discuss tomorrow in the next video. So now the substances which allow the light rays partially. I said you remember. The substances which allow the light to pass through it partially and wholly are known as. Remember, I said you this. Partially and wholly, both. Yeah, they are known as optical medium. So an optical medium which has uniform composition is known as homogeneous, which does not have a uniform composition is heterogeneous. So a substance which partially allows the light rays to pass through it is known as translucent. Totally it allows, it is transparent, which does not allow at all, it is opaque. Okay? So what did we learn in this chapter today? Today we learned what is a light, the sources of light, what is self-luminous body, non-luminous body, what is a medium, the optical medium, homogeneous medium, heterogeneous medium, the different types of substances, that is media, transparent, translucent and opaque. So this was all for this video. Bye everyone.